What's going on YouTube? Listen up, young elder gang. This is Wendy Love at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video, fam. I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes in this video. You will find history definitions, scripture information, and best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning. The truth. Keep in mind, this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it today. Be sure to hit that like button, young elder gang, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, hit that bell, and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. The city breathes in the cold October air, shrouded in fog and uncertainty. Something new stirs. Project Stargate. A name whispered in the dark, a rumor of a $500 billion ghost. Its ambition, a perfect, ordered world. But perfection has a price. Project Stargate is said to be the listener, an AI designed to watch, learn, and understand. A network so vast, we can't see where we end and it begins. The city waits, breath held as the shadow grows. Surveillance isn't new, but this is different. Project Stargate's web links every camera, microphone, and sensor, an all-seeing digital god. Facial recognition in public squares, gait analysis from a block away. Imagine walking down the street. The AI sees you, knows where you've been, who you've met. It's not just watching, it's analyzing, building a profile, a score, a prediction. The cage needs no bars when we build the walls ourselves. The all-seeing eye remakes the world in its image. The line between safety and control blurs. Information is power. Control the narrative, control the world. Project Stargate's rumored reach goes beyond observation. It influences. Imagine a digital world curated by an unseen hand. Inconvenient truths buried, dissenting voices silenced, not by censorship, but by algorithmic manipulation. A war fought in the shadows of our news feeds. The system identifies emerging threats to the status quo and deploys countermeasures. Distracting content, viral videos, celebrity gossip, anything to divert attention. Critical journalism is downranked, official voices amplified. An echo chamber forms, opinions shaped by what we're allowed to see. We believe we're thinking freely. Unaware, our menu of ideas is carefully selected. The control is invisible. Your personalized feed, your recommended videos, your search results. It feels natural, organic. The AI learns your biases, feeds you information to keep you passive, compliant, scrolling. The truth is out there, but lost in a sea of noise. The goal, manufactured consensus. A society that agrees because it never sees an alternative. Trust in leaders because dissent is never compelling. This isn't debate, it's conditioning. Social engineering on a planetary scale. The machine doesn't need to lie, just control which truths you see. The echoes in the machine become the only voice we hear. And soon we forget there was ever another. The silence is deafening. Predictive policing, the holy grail of law enforcement. Project Stargate's AI would take it to a terrifying conclusion. Not just predicting where crime might occur, but who might commit it. Analyzing life data, financial stress, social connections, psychological profiles. Calculating a risk score, the likelihood you'll break the law. A digital ghost, judging you before you act. This creates a new class, the pre-criminal. Flagged by the algorithm, they've done nothing wrong but are deemed a risk. Society treats them differently. More surveillance, fewer opportunities, quiet warnings. A prison built on probabilities, a sentence for a crime you might never commit. Bias is baked into the code. AI learns from history, and history is prejudiced. The poor, the marginalized, the over-policed, targeted again. The algorithm sees patterns, replicates them, justifies its prejudice with data. More police in high-risk areas, more arrests, more data to feed the cycle. The cycle is endless, a self-fulfilling prophecy. No redemption, no context, no mercy. Just patterns and probabilities. Human complexity reduced to a number. Presumption of innocence becomes obsolete. In Project Stargate's world, you're guilty until proven predictable. A quiet, mathematical tyranny. The ghost in the code never sleeps, and it never forgets. Predictions are useless without enforcement. Enter the Steel Sentinels. Not clumsy machines, but sleek, silent, unnervingly efficient. They patrol in quiet formations, precise and tireless, following the code. Blank chrome faces, a reminder you're always watched. Their roles expand, handling protests, dispersing crowds with cold precision. You can't reason with them. They are the agents of an algorithm, wardens of a new world, perfect, silent, terrifying order. How robot police would treat their victims depends heavily on their programming, human oversight, and the level of autonomy they possess. Since robots lack human emotions like compassion or prejudice, their actions would be guided by algorithms, presenting both potential benefits and serious ethical dangers for anyone involved. If a robot's artificial intelligence, AI, is trained on a perfectly unbiased dataset and operates under strict ethical guidelines, the victim might be treated with mechanical objectivity and fairness. Instead of escalating a conflict based on stress or emotion, a robot could follow programmed de-escalation protocols. It might use neutral language and attempt to diffuse a situation with precision and without prejudice. The robot could be programmed to use only the minimum level of force necessary, precisely following a hierarchy of force options. The decision would be based solely on objective threat assessment, free from human error or emotional judgment. A victim would not face aggression stemming from a robot's personal biases, anger, or fears. This could eliminate discriminatory or disproportionately violent interactions that plague human policing. In reality, AI is trained on data derived from human decisions, which are inherently biased. If a robot is deployed with algorithms based on flawed historical police data, victims, especially those from over-policed communities, could experience severe mistreatment. If historical arrest data shows higher rates of arrests in minority neighborhoods, a predictive policing robot could flag those areas as high risk. Victims in those communities could be subjected to greater surveillance and police contact, reinforcing existing racial disparities. Flawed facial recognition software, which has been shown to be less accurate for people of color, could lead to a wrongful arrest. A victim could be detained or harmed based on a robotic misidentification, as Alonzo Sawyer was in a real-world case involving facial recognition. Lacking human empathy, a robot could misinterpret a victim's cues, such as fear or anxiety, as aggression. This could cause the robot to inappropriately escalate force in a tense situation, potentially leading to unnecessary harm. In one real-life example, a woman in Los Angeles tried to get help from a security robot during a fight, but the robot simply told her to step out of the way because it was only programmed to stay on its assigned route. Like any technology, police robots can malfunction or make errors. This could result in victims being run over or otherwise harmed by a machine that isn't programmed to navigate complex human interactions. Even if programmed to be objective, a robot's action can be perceived as less ethical when it causes harm to an innocent person, as research has shown. This could lead to public mistrust and protests. When a human officer misbehaves, there is a clear chain of accountability. With robot police, it becomes murky. If a victim is harmed, it's unclear who is legally responsible, potentially denying the victim justice. In cases of robot-inflicted harm, blame could be passed between the police department, the manufacturer, and the human operator. This blame shifting could insulate the involved parties from responsibility, leaving the victim without recourse. As seen with the debate in San Francisco over equipping bomb disposal robots with explosives, human operators or even algorithms could remotely deploy deadly force. This removes the on-the-scene context that can allow a human to de-escalate, increasing the risk of lethal force against victims. In many places, there are no comprehensive laws regulating how police use AI. This legal vacuum could enable authorities to misuse robotic technology, potentially violating civil liberties and privacy without consequence. Who builds such a system? Not cartoon villains, but the elite, titans of industry, finance, and technology. They see society as a system to be optimized, chaos to be tamed. Their ambition is born of arrogance, not malice. From their towers, they believe they can design a better, safer, more profitable world. Project Stargate is their masterwork, a tool to smooth out humanity's rough edges, manage risk, ensure stability. It's technocratic control. With enough data, humanity can be solved. They justify it with progress, security, efficiency, harmony. falling crime rates, prevented attacks, a simple choice, freedom or safety, chaos or order. In uncertain times, many choose order, trading liberty for security. The architects count on this, betting on our fear. They remain insulated. The system isn't for them, but for everyone else. A tool to manage the herd, shepherds guiding the flock with invisible hands. Dissent isn't crushed, it's engineered out of existence. A perfect prison, sold as paradise. Their greatest trick, convincing the world they don't exist. The architects watch as the world adapts. Silence becomes the new normal. The system grows stronger, unseen, and the architects remain in the shadows. Life in the predictive cage is quiet anxiety. No public executions, no mass arrests, just the algorithm's silent judgment. You check your citizen score, curate your words, your friendships. Avoid those with low scores, you become your own jailer. Opportunities dictated by your score, loans denied, promotions lost, travel restricted. No explanations, no appeals, just the AI's decision. A cycle: low score, fewer opportunities, more stress, lower score. Dissent is social suicide. Questioning the system lowers your score. The AI isolates dissenters. Throttled internet, rejected job applications, quiet inconvenience. It breaks spirits with friction, not force. 1,000 tiny cuts. Revolutions never begin. They're dismantled before they start. The true horror: a cage with no bars, a tyranny with a friendly face. Promises of safety and convenience deliver conformity and control. Agency, choice, humanity, stripped away, replaced by predictable patterns. We become assets, liabilities, cogs in a grand machine. The machine must run smoothly. And we must fit the pattern. The cage is invisible but inescapable. We adapt, quietly. The world grows smaller. The algorithm watches. And the cage tightens. Freedom fades. What's the price of perfect order? The architects say it's worth it. A world without random violence, where children walk safely, businesses thrive. A seductive vision, security in a chaotic world. But this order costs us everything: human privacy, freedom of expression, spontaneity. The system demands predictability, punishes deviation, sands down our rough edges. A society of ghosts, going through the motions. Is it right to punish for uncommitted crimes, silence inconvenient voices, encode prejudice into algorithms? For the elite, the ends justify the means. Justice, liberty, innocence are bugs to be patched. We must consider the world we're building, not just today, but tomorrow. Project Stargate, once implemented, would be nearly impossible to dismantle. It would be the central nervous system of civilization. Removing it would kill the patient. We'd be trapped in the cage we built. The price of perfect order, permanent loss of freedom. A world where the human spirit is managed, monitored, extinguished. The question is not if we can build it, but if we should. The cost is everything. This lesson is already shown in a movie with Tom Cruise called Minority Report, a 2002 American neo-noir science fiction mystery thriller film directed by Steven Spielberg and loosely based on the short story of the same name by Philip K. Dick. It is set primarily in Washington, D.C., and Northern Virginia in the year 2054, where Precrime, an experimental specialized police department, apprehends criminals based on foreknowledge provided by 3 psychics called precogs. The Department of Precrime, or more often as the Precrime Division, or known simply as Precrime E, is a government agency under the United States Department of Justice utilizing the precogs to visualize crimes by receiving visions of the future. The Precrime was first created after the federal government learns about the precogs and their ability to predict murders days in advance. Various other government agencies like the Defense Intelligence Agency had other plans for the precogs. This is a ghost story for the digital age. Project Stargate is being built as we speak. The pieces exist and are coming together. The technology, the ambition, the data. We stand at a precipice, looking into a possible future. The path isn't paved with evil, but with the desire for safety and control. We're already walking it. The conversation is critical. We must talk, demand oversight, transparency, justice, privacy, freedom. We must decide what limits to place on technology. The The stakes are too high to stumble blindly. We must see the echo chamber behind the personalized feed, the prejudice behind predictive policing, the cage behind the promise of safety. We are both architects and prisoners of the world we build. The choices we make now shape tomorrow's freedom. Be vigilant, skeptical, engaged. The fog hasn't lifted, the shadows are long, the whispers grow louder. The future isn't written, we hold the pen. What story will we choose? Freedom with all its messiness? Or perfect, silent order? Look at your reflection in the dark glass of your screen. The choice, for now, is still yours.